Welcome to the Enva He Meant Company Music Podcast with your hosts KP and Ashton Thomas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's happening, good people?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And you are watching the Enva He Meant Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Y'all know what it is. And as you see, we got a couple of people, a couple of good friends in the midst of us. First of all, we're going to start off with the returning brother man, Big Mar. Hey, Big Mar.
What's up, Marlo Scott? In the
bass
building.
player, yes, bass player, producer, music savant, Marlo Scott. And as you see, we got a GOAT bass player with us today.
We do. Yes, we do.
We are extremely honored, blessed, ecstatic, beside ourselves, all the above. Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
We got the brother man here. So y'all give a warm and vehement welcome to the one and only Alan Snoop Evans.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Legend.
Thank you, good people. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, honored to be here. I appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Look forward hearing this story, this journey, all the things.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Roller coaster of a ride.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So let's start from the beginning. Obviously, growing up in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, and all the musical influences that were there. I mean, back then and even now, you still have some great artists in all styles of music there. So who are you influenced by, and how did you start playing bass, or how did you get into music, period? Like, share that with us.
Oh, man. So, started out by my parents. My first influences, started out in church. And my mom taught the choir, dad played organ, mom played drums a little bit and stuff like that. And so I started playing drums at like three, just messing around with it, that's the fun instrument to play, you make all the noise and it's just fun to, do all that stuff. And so started out playing in church back in Temple back in the day, and uh I sort of just fell in love with bass. Well, I started messing around with it around 14 and just fell head over heels in love with it at 15 and just couldn't put it down. So like to the point where just, didn't want to play video games no more. Just and like like that like shot the mess out of my dad. Like he couldn't believe that. Like my PlayStation was collecting dust. He couldn't believe it.
Crazy.
Like I literally had no desire for it no more. I just eat, breathe, and slept bass. That's all I did. So yeah, so yep. So my mom and dad, my uncles, my aunts, they all sing. Just people around the city, Detroit, and just yeah. So that's how I get started. So I've been playing. Turned 45 last year, August 3rd. I've been playing for 30 years. So yeah, been playing bass for 30 years. Yeah, God is good.
All the time.
All the
So
time.
yeah, so take us to around like when you started playing. Obviously, 14 years old, high school. Like, who were you listening to, and who were some of the people that you were working with around that time?
Okay, so listening to, of course, my dad, my mom, that's where I got my musical influence. Listening to in the house, they had Thomas Whitfield, the Hawkins, stuff like that, and the greats, and Rudolph Stanfield, uh, you know, um, and then there was musicians like my uncle Orlando Upshaw. He plays drums, and just my hometown heroes, Vincent Fitzgerald, Eddie Moore, people like that. Just and they're not just bass players, but they're just they play all instruments. So yeah, just started out watching them, and I started like I really delve into bass and like so around about I want to say around 18 or 19, I started playing for a youth choir here in the city, a Power of Praise around 18 or 19, I believe, or probably yeah, about 18. So yeah, that's just how everything happened. Just, I was telling them I wasn't really worried about money. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to play, just wanted to
Yes,
work
sir.
with just wanted to work with the guys that I look up to, and just for that exposure. So yeah, man, just wanted to just delve in.
Was there any in that youth choir you used to play in? I'm assuming it was like the late '90s or
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
uh,
late 90s, early 2000, yeah.
early 2000s. Any like gospel artists or anybody in the Detroit area that might have been a part of that youth choir or anything like that
Ah
back?
man. So Tasha Lockhart
Yeah.
sung in it,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
the way she sings now is how she sang back then.
Back then,
Same
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
same way. I mean, she just got it. There's a guy named Elijah Connor. He's all over the place. Reality TV and stuff like that. He
Mm.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
all he's like the
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah.
son, and it's a couple other people. But it was so long ago, and it was so long ago. I'm just trying to remember. Like I can't believe it's actually decades ago. Like I'm tripping. Like so, but
Is there
yeah,
any
yep.
is there any like any clips on YouTube or anything like that from back in those days? Have you ever like surfed to see if there anybody put anything up like VHS
I
like
haven't. I think I'm gonna look into it. I think I'm gonna look into it. I know I got some old VHS. Like I'm dating myself. I got some old VHS cassette tapes and stuff like that. I know I put something on Facebook a while, like some years ago, but I gotta look into it. I gotta look into it. It just might be. Yep, it just
Mm-hmm.
might be. So. Yep, and I was had a chance to gig with my cousin. He's a organist from here, Damian Brown, and I was
Mhm,
sitting under him and Eddie Moore, another legend,
mhm.
uh Demetrius Paul, the drummer, and like I get a chance to sit in with them guys and just learn from them. Like it was, and then sometimes Rudolph Stanfield would come in and he would teach the choir, and just like sitting under that, man, it was a complete honor. And like I thank God for those years of training. I wouldn't change that for nothing. Yeah.
That's
So this,
incredible.
so
So,
this right here that you're talking about is like any like I'm a years guy, so like I know you say
Mm.
you're 45 now. Like was this like more like 98, 99 ish, like
I I
2000?
graduated I graduated in 98, so that's crazy. I graduated in 98, and so I think it was around, yeah, I think I got to say around 98, 99 is when I started really really traveling, and yeah, so yep, I think about 99. Good God. That's crazy. That's crazy. And what's funny is I always tell everybody I used to be the youngest guy in the band. Every band I played for, I
Mhm,
used to be the young guy.
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
I'm I here I'm Uncle Snoop now, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. See, real fans of Alan Snoop Evans know
Wow.
his catalog for real, and he's gonna be blown away by this. Maybe he's not, but when he says
Wow,
I was
man.
the youngest dude in the band, so
Hmm.
I discovered Snoop. I discovered you played early in your career for a project. I don't know if many people talk about it these days, but or bring it up, but real fans know what's up. So before all the
Man.
Fred stuff, before all the Fred, yeah, of course you that's when you became the legend you are. But before that,
No.
if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Snoop, but you played on the album Ron Winans and Family Five, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. Yep.
You played
That was
with legendary rest in heaven Ivan Powell and
man, oh
Jose
man.
Abrams on drums.
Yes,
And
sir.
when you say you're the youngest cat, it's like LeBron. So Ashton, watch this. It's like
Man.
LeBron. I'm gonna tie that LeBron thing in here and and really dive into that. It's like LeBron going to the pickup games when the NBA players used to, you remember they used to say LeBron used to do pickup games when he was like a sophomore in high school. He'd go out to Chicago with Michael and them and Jerry
Wow.
Stackhouse and all of them do pickup games. It's kind of like that. Snoop was like the
Wow,
young
man.
phenom coming up with the legendary
Man.
cast. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you what, Snoop, when I watched it was early on in YouTube and they had it up. When I watched you play on Ron Weiner's Family 5, that praise break section, and they went into some
That's
old like
crazy.
I got everything was gonna be all right. I said, I'm not studying hard enough. This is
That's
probably
crazy, man.
06, 07, 08, 09. I told myself, I'm not studying hard enough. Because the way this man is playing these songs, or like
Wow.
the way he was able to flow into the church stuff. So when you're coming up in the church, like it's a thing where you have to be on point. Like
Got you,
the
man.
worship. This is not CCM church and mixed churches and elevation
Uh,
worship where you schedule. Like you have to know. Asher knows because we came up in original glory. So
man.
we didn't have practice. You plugged up and
Yeah,
played. And
absolutely.
how fluent you were on I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right, bro. I probably rewound that when I first heard you play it on YouTube. When I discovered that, and I discovered it after Fred. It was a couple years after.
Wow, man.
I just said to myself, I said, this dude is just he's the best.
Man.
I said you're the best, bro.
That's crazy.
I said you're the best. First of all, how you play shout music. I was always looking for different ways to play shout music, and because
Man.
okay, I started playing bass around like really playing for real around 14 and stuff like that. And I played in the
Yeah.
Apostolic Church. And so you're gonna shout for 2 hours. And playing
Yeah.
walking the four, like it's just becomes boring. And
Man.
it's not about me right now. I'm just telling you that your influence is so amazing to me. Like it's just the little
That's
things,
crazy.
the way you played shout, and you were so young, and I could feel like everything you're saying about like I didn't care about like all the other stuff. I care about playing. Like I could feel
Yes,
that.
sir.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
strive to
Man.
feel that verbally, because when you watching it and passion recognizes passion, it's like
Yes,
an
sir.
unspoken thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So I'm
and
your journey, but man,
that's an honor, man. That's crazy because that moment wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't rehearsed. Bishop Winans got up and he had and just went and we just had to follow. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of playing in church. You just dive in and you can get. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what song somebody's gonna sing it, what key, what tempo. You can play. You can have CCM. You can have traditional. You can have reggae. You can have all that in one certain. You can just. I mean, anything could happen, and you got to be able to flow with it. And like that's the best. I love that because it keeps your mind sharp. It keeps you thinking on your toes and learning how to improvise and like that's why I never if God give me strength I'll never stop playing in church because it's so many beautiful moments and so many things I've learned so many just things I've learned and just tricks of the trade, if I could say, I learned in church from so many licks and chops I've learned by mistake. Just I
yep.
mean, doing some just I love that, man. It's just and it just comes from just getting in there and just doing it, and so yeah, man, that's but that and
Mm-hmm.
it comes from another thing sitting under the organist that I studied under and just their thought patterns and Twinkie with the double bass, that I mean, all that, and it's just because Detroit, the Midwest got a sound, but some Detroit has a sound when it comes to church and it's just everybody has their stamp and Lord knows, I mean, LA got a sound and Philly, good Lord, I
Good Lord.
mean. I
Good
mean,
Lord.
come on. They changed the entire game.
Mhm.
Like Detroit. Detroit got a sound when it come to gospel and bump and everything. And but
Easily.
yeah, I had a chance to sit under Rudy and Eddie and Damien and them guys, and it's just and I just soaked it all in, and just to think from an organist perspective, the different routes you can take, stuff like that. That's one thing I would never change that just that experience growing up. And the it was tough. I mean, it was tough. You get embarrassed. You get embarrassed, and but it made me work harder. It made me work hard. I was like, man, whatever. I want to be here. I want to. These are the guys I want to be like. Hey, it is what it is. So it's yeah.
But was there a time frame when you first started playing? Because to me, it sounds like once you picked up the bass, it was just go from there. Like you didn't put it down. Like you know what I'm saying. But was there a time frame where you you've ever felt like as a young teenager or older teenager at that time that you were like you weren't ready for the moment because you know you just weren't ready yet, and and that like we were talking on our last episode about like our like having a scoop moment back in the day,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, like watch out, young fella. Let me sit in on this, like because it's maybe it's not time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have one of those moments? Because I don't want to assume. To me,
Oh
you're like
yeah.
Bron. So like you know what I mean. It's like
Man.
you know you know what I mean. So yeah.
I know I've definitely had the moments. Definitely. I just doing sessions, and I got a like a reality check when I was doing a song on this album. And I don't want to say who I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but I mean when I found out when I did the song, and when the when the album came out, I was listening like, oh yeah, that don't sound like me. So
That
I
was
look at the credits, and I said, I don't remember doing that. But like I don't remember doing that. So the person they got was an older, experienced guy. So I was like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I mean, he was much older than me, much more mature, had a more a greater resume than mine. So I didn't take it personal. Like I looked up to the guy. So it was like, okay, I didn't take it personal. I just wanted to know. I believe I even contacted. I said, so what is it that I didn't, that I did that wasn't, you know, that made you get somebody else? What was it? And they told me. I said, okay, okay. I mean, now I know I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work
yep.
on it. That's how it is. You gotta have tough skin. You gotta learn how to take criticism, take critique, and just get better. I mean, what can you do? Was you gonna get mad? I mean, you can, but
Yeah.
that's gonna
Yeah.
make you look bad, and the call's gonna stop. But like, I mean, the whole point is, and like, once I found out, I could play the up tempo stuff, the bump, the funk and all the thumping. I was a Victor Wooten crackhead. That's all I listened to. Victor
Yeah.
Wooten, Marcus Miller, the
Yes, sir.
thump and everything. But when it came to ballads, and that's what it was. It was a ballad. It was like a slow worship tune. And I didn't have the same intensity. I didn't have the same approach. I didn't I was at that time I wasn't using it was real early, so I think I was like maybe 20. I wasn't really using all my fingers, so I didn't playing a ballad it's a different touch, it's a different feel, it's a different approach. And playing slower and having to move and sustain your notes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually
Mm-hmm.
that's a little harder. I mean, it's easy. A lot of stuff can get a lot of stuff can get uh the loss in translation when you're moving fast, and you can get away with a lot of stuff. But when you in the studio and you playing that ballad, and you hit that solo, the engineer hit that solo, and you can hear all that string noise and stuff,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
that's the
Yeah.
truth. And like that's the true tale. And I was like, okay, so like I gotta work on that. And like it took me some years, and it took me some years. And my brother Calvin Rogers, He told me like, man, he said everybody can play funk. A lot of people can bump and shout. He said, but grown-ups play ballads. Grown-ups
Hmm.
play ballads. And like I never forget that. And I was like, okay. So I know where my weak spot is. Gotta work on it. And hey,
Yeah.
that's how you get better.
And what you were doing back then actually was teaching yourself how to produce a bass part for that song. See, the thing is,
Yes.
that's why people get called for sessions and they get called for live. Because
Yep.
most of the time, when you're getting called for a session, it's the one musician or musicians that would not sometimes be deemed as the quote unquote, this is what society, the outside world says, not
Yeah.
the greatest uh, um, uh, greatest highly skilled musicians, which is if you don't really know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. But
Yeah, yeah.
that that's what outside looks at is like, oh, okay, so they got that guy. Yeah, they got that guy because he knows how to be a producer on his
Yeah.
instrument for that song. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're gonna
Absolutely.
love you're gonna love this. But when we were growing up, well, maybe not Ashton, maybe because Ashton he's a drummer's drummer. But when I was coming up as a drummer, as a young childhood drummer in church and all that stuff, with commission, we looked at. Well, I looked at. I'll talk about myself. I ain't gonna talk about nobody else. I looked at Michael Williams as like, oh, he's cool. He can he can hit that snare real solid. But it took me getting
Yeah.
older and maturing and learning how to be a musician, a real professional musician,
Yeah.
and a writer and a producer to understand that Michael Williams is one of the greatest drummers of all time. Like this
Man.
dude
Yeah,
Man, oh
is
man.
amazing. One of the greatest pockets ever played. Not
Yeah. Yeah.
gospel, R&B, anything like that.
Yes,
He could
sir.
play in
Yes,
Motown
sir.
and got all the sessions in
Absolutely.
Motown if he was old enough back then in the '60s. Like,
Yes,
like
sir.
I appreciate him so much more now at almost 38 years old than I did back when I was 15 and 16 years old. Like
Yeah, man.
all these commission records. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
so
sir.
that's all that was, and you got a great start on it. Like you said you said okay, I'm not offended. I'm gonna go home and I'm going to dig in to my musicality. I'm gonna dig into being
Yeah.
a music savant.
Absolutely. And then life teaches you. Life, you go through some things, you go through some losses, your family, you go through some deaths and everything, and then them worship tunes and all that stuff, and it hits different, and then you approach it differently. And like I never forget when I first when I first heard, I watched what was that movie, Beauty and the Beast, that
Yeah.
Disney movie that came out. And I think that came out in like I want to say what 1990 maybe. I think 91 when it was around there.
Like early
And
90s.
like I was like 11, and I was a kid, but I remember Peebo Bryson and Celine Dion singing that song. And
Yes.
I just remember like welling up like what the world, like what is this, like what is, I'm a kid, but it's just the way they sang it, the music, the passion they sang with. And it's like when you get older, you go through some stuff, and you get more mature, it's a different approach. And I was blessed to do Pastor McClurkin's his last session. He's saying he's still gonna work, he's still gonna do dates, but he said this is his final recording. And my favorite song on there is a ballad. My all-time favorite song is called My Place in This World by Michael W. Smith. And Michael W. Smith is singing it. Him and Pastor McClurkin is singing it, and
That's what's
it's
up.
like it's like David Foster Chicago feel. It's just so, oh my God, it's a
Really?
musical part. Oh man, wait till y'all. I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Is it
It's
given?
a it's a musical.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What you saying?
No. I was gonna say, is it giving like Peter Cetera like vibes and
Peter Ter- it's like the whole David Foster Chicago, just big, just it's like a musical moment. I got to study Peter Cetera. I heard that I got to listen.
Oh,
I
well,
got to get into
Houston
more.
Bear was the lead. He was the lead singer in Chicago and left in the minute.
Right, I knew that
Yeah,
sounded familiar. I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's like a musical. It's a musical interlude in there, and it's so like, and this we had two guitar players. Rick Wofford, this guy named Adam, and it was just like this big like kind of guitar harmony like White Snake and stuff like that. It's just huge. It's man, I love, and it's a ballad. That's my favorite. And like so, yeah, man, it just like time and experience and just going through and all that, it all, it all brings you to that moment. So now I look at ballads and like, stuff like that totally different and approach it with the same intensity and the same care and just excitement as I would as an up tempo song. When you young, you want to play stuff fast. You just want to
Yeah,
have fun. You want to share it. But
yeah.
like but yeah, now it's different now. I'm older now. I'm on my way to 50, so it's like I'm
Older and wiser.
Don't
yeah,
you
absolutely,
start 35,
absolutely,
Snoop. Like,
man.
no, no rushing,
45,
no
yeah,
rushing.
right, right. It's on the way.
All right. So you say you grew up in Detroit. Obviously, you grew up in Detroit, and your father was a pastor. So how did you end up at Greater E?
So yeah, I've been at Greater E. Man, it's going on like 15 years. It's going on 15 years. And, I'm a member at my, open door, my church. I play at, and Greater E is family. Bishop Sheard, First Lady Sheard, they are family. And I love them dearly. And I love their ministry and just the people there. And it's funny how it happened. So it's crazy. Like I was, doing this for a living. I've been doing this for a living for over 20 years and you know playing at the church and they wasn't really we were small getting started and wasn't really able to to make money there, so I had to go other places and still come back and help my ministry. And at one point in the city, I couldn't find a job playing anywhere. Like nobody would hire me because I was traveling with Fred, and everybody thought I would just be going all year round. I was telling like gospel tours don't do that no more. It's the
Hmm.
time of the 6 month tour that's over. Like they're not doing that no more. And so like I was doing spot days, fly out, fly back, but everybody just swore up and down that I would just be going forever, for like a whole year. And nobody would hire me. So my bro CJ, he's another dope bass player from Detroit. He was moving to New York. He was moving to New York. So I was getting ready to like call, like tell Calvin and let Fred know, like, man, I can't do it no more. I don't have anywhere to play, so like I was looking at job, I was about to get a job, a 9 to 5, and I was looking at stuff and I was like, man, this about to be, I have to put it down. So and out of nowhere, I guess CJ moved to New York, and then that spot opened up, and then Jay Drew called me to play there, and it literally, I tell Jay Drew and Bishop Shear, like, man, y'all don't understand that, like, helped save my musical career because I was able to play there, and thank God Bishop Shear is so gracious and letting me travel, letting me go on tour and allowing me to come back to a job.
Hmm.
That's
Man,
just amazing. Like there's a lot of
Incredible.
pastors that wouldn't let you do that. So to this day, like I'm so grateful for Bishop Sheard and First Lady Sheard and the whole family for just allowing me to have my career and still come back to something, you know, um, every week. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
Y'all be killing every Sunday. My God.
Oh, we have so much fun. We have so
My
much
God.
fun. We have so much fun. Bishop Shear, like First Lady Shear, we watch her, and First Lady Shear, she be having her Evangelist Cole, they be sitting together and they be over there just vibing off us and like they just let us have fun. They let us go.
Mhm.
They be over there dancing and stuff. It'd be so much fun. It's
I watched them
anything can
clips like,
happen. Yep.
oh my gosh, they over
Yeah.
like,
It's so
woo.
much fun.
Mhm.
So I'm interested because the first time, and I actually told you this the first time I met you was when you guys came to New Spirit and played with Kira Sheard. The first time
Uh-huh.
I heard you play on a record was Rudolph Stanfield's
Wow.
record.
Mm,
The
mm.
song "Good."
Millennium,
Uh, uh, uh,
Millennium Praise.
yeah, Millennium Praise. Yeah, the song
Uh,
"Goodness and Mercy." Like some of the choices that you were making, some of the stuff that you were doing on the verses. I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
this is solid. Like,
Man,
so I'm interested.
Dizzy
How did
Gillespie back then.
but yeah, it was you and my boy D Sabata on guitar on that
Yes,
record as well.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
like how did those sessions? Because I'm sure you guys were cutting up and acting a fool. But but besides all that, like how did the sessions go? Was Rudolph was he real lenient about what you guys would do on the record?
He 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 let us be young. He would kind of feed off of what we were doing because we were the young guns. So he got his sound, he got his staple in gospel, and so he allowed us to be the youth, the driving, the drive, yeah, he sort of just allowed us to be young and yeah, and just have allowed us to kind of carry it like that. And he kept his sound, the way his approach. And yeah, and of course, we would, if we go a little too far, he would just, okay, no, just don't do that, change this. But a lot of the stuff I was doing, and I was like millennium, so I was like 20. So I was just that was like my solo Marcus Miller, Victor Wooten. That's all I listened to. So I'm thumping everything. I'm just triplet here and there, tapping on I'm just doing all kind of stuff. And he's let me do it, and he's actually kind of creating around it. So, but yeah, it's like I was just that was so much fun. That was so much fun to do, and like just even the session where we went did that in like Fitton, Michigan. So it was like kind of like a couple hours drive or something like that. So me and Demetrius Paul and Eddie Moore and sometime Myron Bell,
Oh yes.
yeah, Byron Stanfield, his son, just all that, just all of us, having input into that experience. That was so much fun. It was life changing, and like I just thank God for that. But just being able to work with a legend. I mean, he wrote Perfect Peace. I mean,
That's my song.
stuff like that, and having a chance to work with him and him actually allowing us to create. It was a great experience. Great experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, um, man, and it's crazy to know that you've worked with Fred Hammond and toured with him for years. That still kind of,
Man,
blows my mind. Especially,
I still don't believe that.
due in large part that he himself is a bass player. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he's hard
Yeah.
on bass players because he knows what he
Yes.
wants. But
Yes.
how did you get that gig? How did that come about?
Man, I'm still to this. I still don't believe that happened, man. I still could not believe that happened. I remember watching in high school, watching that his DVD or his VHS, whichever one it was, and just being blown away and like never thought in a million years, never. So it's funny. I was playing for, the youth choir Power Praise, and I started playing for Rudolph Stanfield, and I started playing for a group named Chemistry, Anton Foster and Chemistry. Like Anton, man, that dude, Anton was like, to be honest, he was like the gospel version of Noah. No lie. I got like some stuff that he did. His mind is like it's like a gospel version of Noah. And like his whole approach, man, I thank God for Anton Foster, like just his mind. Then he had Volley played for him, and then Liddell played for him and stuff like that. So, he worked with the Clark sisters, so I was playing for him. And then from there, I started playing for Kiera. I've been playing for Kiera since she first started, like since she was
Mm-hmm.
16. Then from there, to the Clark sisters, then the First Lady Sheard, and they had been hearing about me. Uh, Darius Fentress, his
Okay. Yeah.
Fred's nephew. He was they all was in Detroit then, and he had called me, just called me random, like, and he said, "Yo, this is Darius. This is Fred's nephew. We had been hearing about you. We had been trying to find you for a couple." They said they had been looking for me for like a couple years and couldn't find me. And they had been hearing about me around the city. And they were saying like we wanted to know if you were interested in playing for Fred. I'm just like, I'm like, man, come on, like who is this?
What kind of question
Like
is that?
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
man. Who? I'm like, who is this? Ha ha,
yeah.
funny, funny. I'm like, this is my cousin playing. I'm like, no, it's like, no, this is Darius. Like, this for real. Like, we want you to come to the studio tomorrow. Gave me the ad. I was like, are you serious? Like, I'm like, what kind of question is that? Yeah, absolutely. Like, so, and gave me the address, went up there, and like, I remember going to the studio in their court and walked in the studio and like, I'm looking around like, oh my God, this is it. This is the place. And
Right.
walked in the studio. Fred had like 6, 7 bases lined up. I'm tripping like this is really happening. Like this is crazy. And so that's how it happened. Like I mean, literally, like we started practicing, we started rehearsing, and my first gig with him was at Dennis Leonard's church. It was an NBA All-Star weekend.
Mm.
And I'm I'm flying there. I've like never really flew before. Like I haven't really I mean, I traveled, most a lot of it was like, bus and stuff like that. But like I started like flying. It was like in Colorado. And this was like my first, like the biggest record I ever did was that the first thing was Ron Winans. Like I'd never seen that many people ever. Like I was crazy nervous. But this was different. Like when I went to play there, did the first gig, it's cameras all in my face. Like I mean, they just all it's distracting me. Like so, I flubbed. I messed up that gig. That first one. It
Are you
was it was
serious?
not good. It
No,
was not good.
no, Snoop. I don't believe you.
I
I
think
don't believe
I think they said it was Ray, his brother, Fred's brother Ray. He was cracking up laughing because he could see the fear all over my eye. He could see it
you. You're
in
nervous.
rehearsal. I'm smiling and laughing, we having fun, but all them people and them cameras all in your face. Man, he was cracking up. And I was like, I said, man, this is it. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. This was fun. I was like, hey, thank y'all for having me. Like, I just knew it was over. But they was like, oh man, we won't this we gonna work with you and then just more and more happened and I got a chance to travel and I still can't believe I got a chance to see some of the places in the world because of Fred. Like I never would have thought I would go to Africa and different places like that and just I still don't believe it happened. It's amazing. But
Yes, sir.
yep, he took a chance with a young Detroit boy, no no musical training, no nothing. Just he took a chance on me and I'm just grateful he did. Grateful he
I
did.
know that's right. I
Um,
know
Yeah.
that's
let me ask you, Snoop. What was it initially? Fred's brother saw you in the park playing for a festival or something in Detroit. Is that
Yeah, yep. I
how
was
you
I was
play?
playing for Karen, First Lady Shear. I was playing for First Lady Shear. That's exactly right. He said he saw me there and he had been looking for me and they said they just didn't know where to find me and then just
Yeah.
out of nowhere got the call. So yeah, those are facts.
So yeah, you must have been going for blood. That's what it is. Like, okay, we got.
Yeah.
You must have been going for
Yep, I
blood.
was having it was this gospel fest we used to do at Hart Plaza downtown and it was so much fun. They stopped doing it, but I guess it was sponsorship and stuff like that. But I hope they bring it back. But it was so much fun, and I was playing for First Lady Sheer, and it was a summer. It was like a summer day, and it was just, I mean, it was a bunch of people, and I think that's where you heard me. That's where you heard me.
It's incredible. So, like, my question to you is like, what advice would you give like younger musicians who are trying to kind of like do the same thing you did, get their foot in the door for
Yeah,
like major calls, and also like it's like a social media age now, so it's kind of like
yeah.
everybody's visible. What advice would you give to that kind of musician who's looking to do that?
I would tell that young musician a lot of young musicians will always like DM me, and they will send me videos of them playing and everything, and they would say like, hey, can you repost this and everything. And I told this young guy, I said, man, I said, never ask for someone to repost you. Never do that. Never do that. Just I told him, fall in love with your instrument. Fall in love with it. Just, I mean, bury yourself in it, submerge yourself in it. Always learn, always grow. You know, just what's messed up is I came up in the era where it was before YouTube. We had VHS, we had tape players, we had cassettes and stuff like that. So I believe I grew up, 80s, and everybody, we grew up in a time where we didn't have that. So our heroes, the people that we admire, we didn't have access to them. Just we couldn't just get on and just type them up and have videos of them. I never forget, like Joel Smith. Joel Smith was the king. He's still the king. And rest in peace.
Yes.
And if Joel Smith back in the day would have walked past me, I wouldn't even know who he was, because we
Yep.
didn't we didn't have access. We didn't have access. We didn't have internet, and the musicians weren't really, shown like that. Even like on the CD cover or stuff like that. I didn't know.
Yep.
So even like when I never forget when and I'm gonna answer your question, like when we did Dietrich Haddon did the new hymns recording in at Perfecting Church years ago. I think I had to be 18 or 19. And like I didn't even know how Dana Davis looked. I was there with
Hmm.
my brother, and we was sitting there, we was watching, and Myron Bell was playing, and we just looking, and my brother Stacy, that's my brother. My brother, he was like, yo, he said, Snoop, yo, he said, hey, he said, that's Dana Davis right there. We always heard about Dana, and we was just mesmerized by Dana, but never knew who he was. He could
Yeah.
walk past, and we never knew. He was like, yo, that's Dana right there. I said, where? He's like, he leaning like on the wall, just cool with his leg up, just chilling, watching. I said, oh my God, that's Dana right there. And so just knowing that I don't have access to my heroes like that, I had to be around. I had to hope to see them, hoping they was in town for me to see them, you know. And so I would tell them like the younger generation, they have access to the internet, and they could pull anybody up. But and in doing that, you can lose the sacred, just how sacred it is to with certain musicians and what they bring, their style and everything, how it came about, the tours they had to do and stuff like that. And so I would tell them, like, fall in love with your instrument, love what you do. If you never get a call, if I never get a call, I had no idea I would be playing for a living. I had no idea I would be playing for Fred, and be blessed to play for the Clark sisters, and just all these people. I had no idea when I first started. That wasn't even in my mind. That was so far off. It was just like all I wanted to do, all I knew was I was mesmerized by this bass. I was mesmerized by it, and that's all I wanted to do. I just submerged myself in it, and everything else to come. just learn to take criticism, learn to take critique, and just make yourself better. And if you do that, the people will come, the calls will come to you. I said, have you ever seen a Jacob Collier video where he begged people, please like and share? He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. You're going to be so mesmerized and blown away. You're going to share it for him. You don't have he don't have to do that.
Yes,
Calvin
sir.
Rogers, Calvin Rogers don't have to say, hey, please share my stuff. No. When I get done, you're going to be so inspired. You're going to share it for me. So all you got to do is fall in love with your instrument, fall in love with music, fall in love with all types of music, listen to different people, study. You a bass player, but listen to Coltrane, listen to other
Mm-hmm.
instruments, get a different, learn a different approach. The way
Yeah.
the way of course study bass players, but bass players study, my favorite bass players study other instruments, study other people. So that way you won't sound like the average run-of-the-mill bass player. You'll be different. That's why I tell them, just don't worry about being seen. If you play to be seen,
Yep.
it'll always elude you. You'll never get it. But if you play for the love, I said if I never play for anybody, I love this bass enough to play it for the rest of my life. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I will tell them.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
I'll say this, Snoop. He's got to be, in my eyes, the most amazing, generational, legendary bassist and the most humblest I've ever came across in my entire life.
Oh man,
I've, I've,
bless you,
I've,
man.
I've been a musician since I was 5 years old, playing drums. I've been playing bass seriously, quote unquote, since I was 14, 15 years old.
Yes, sir.
And I've been, considering myself in the music industry for almost 20 years now. And when I tell you, Snoop, you don't even know this because so many people, contact you. You've answered so many inboxes and DMs. But I remember back in the early days of like MySpace and like
Hmm.
early days of Facebook, like bro, like every
Yeah.
time I would inbox you, bro, you would hit me back, man. And I appreciate.
Wow.
No, seriously, I
Thank
appreciate.
God, man.
No, bro,
Thank
like
God.
I'm telling you, you're the most humblest. Like I would even not go beyond bases. Like one of the most humblest musicians
Wow,
I've ever came across in my life, and I've came across
man.
hundreds and hundreds of musicians in different genres, bro. Like, man, I appreciate you, man, and for all the people out there that can't correlate how great this man is, I went,
Oh, man.
I brought up the basketball term um, in the gospel industry, and I'm speaking for gospel because you are generational, you are an innovator in gospel music as a bassist.
Man.
I to myself, I think because of his innovativeness and how Michael Jordan was innovative to basketball in the 80s, in the early 90s, I see Fred Hammond as Michael Jordan. I see Dr. J. I see Dr. J as Goucher. I see like Joe Smith as like Magic Johnson. I see Maurice Patel as Kobe
Mhm.
Bryant, and I
Yes,
see
sir.
Snoop Evans as LeBron James.
Wow,
I see
man. That's
Justin
an
Reigns. I
honor.
see Justin Reigns as like, that would
That's an
be
honor.
like Carmelo or
Yes, sir.
But I see LeBron. I see Allen Evans as LeBron James. Like, and
Man, that's an
I say
honor.
that
That's an honor.
to me
You got a
eyes,
super fan up here, bro.
in my
That's
eyes,
crazy, man. That's
at this
that's
moment right
crazy.
now, because generations always go along. We got like Matt
Yeah,
Ramsey. He's like Wimbiana and stuff like that. But for
yeah,
right now, to me, in my
yeah,
eyes, you're
man.
the greatest gospel bass player right now, like bar none. You will never agree to that. I understand
Man,
that. I just want,
man, bless you, man.
I just y'all can't,
Yo,
man.
that's an honor, man. That's an honor. Like,
Y'all don't, man. I
I'm
don't like y'all right now, man. I'm
I'm so
talking to them.
serious. Like,
Listen, if Jill Scott was on here, I'd be doing exactly what you're doing right now.
So,
So listen,
so,
I'll let
so
you have
I,
your moment.
I don't know. We don't. Tomorrow's not promised to us. I'm giving Allen Evans his flowers.
wow,
Absolutely.
man, I
Yeah.
He would
appreciate
never
that.
agree
I
I
to
really
these
know.
do.
things with LeBron James, but I don't care. Alan,
That
hundreds. I speak for hundreds of bassists that have grown up in gospel music. A lot of us have evolved into other genres and doing other things, and we will all agree that you're LeBron.
man, that's an honor, man. I
You're LeBron.
like seriously, like
You're LeBron.
I
You're
greatly
LeBron.
appreciate that.
I have many discussions with my homies. You know what I'm saying? And you're LeBron. I don't care.
That's
I don't care.
crazy.
I don't care what nobody
And I,
says. Yeah.
no, I
LeBron was right
appreciate
here.
that, man.
He's the GOAT. LeBron,
And
you're the GOAT. You know what I'm
Crazy.
saying?
a lot of people call that, they say it's like, false humility, but I mean, to be honest, like I promise you all, I never in a million years thought I would be able to do this for a living. I really didn't. I really did not. And I remember sitting in my room and practicing and like praying like, God, I just want to get better. Like I want to get better. I'm struggling with some things and I'm not hearing certain things, and it's like I'm not coming along fast enough. I remember that. I remember being in my room and just trying to make it work, and it's like to know that God allowed me to do this, and I didn't go to school for it. It's really a blessing, and just to hear that and just to see how God allowed me to do certain things, it's really mind blowing. Like I'm dead serious. Like people think like it's a show, but it's really not. Like because I remember those days. I replay those days. I remember how and the beauty of music is you never obtain, you never get to the finish line. You're always pressing. It always, music is always evolving, it's always going different places. But I remember when I first opened the case to my first like real bass. I remember how the case smelled. I can still remember
Wow.
now. Still remember how it felt like inside the case. I remember the smell of the maple wood. I remember everything. And I remember hearing Marcus Miller's solo, because bass wasn't a solo instrument. I remember
Yeah.
it's a song called Rush Over, and
Yeah.
Marcus Miller and I
Yes.
remember him thumping. I'm like, the bass is out front. And I remember how I had got a CD player for Christmas and everything. And like the sound was like, that's when the sound was like really, it went from cassette to CD. And I remember how that bass was hitting me in my chest. Like I was like, I remember just being so mesmerized, and just bass was just such a mystical instrument. And just to go from that to now, like I can provide for my family, it's
Yeah.
mind blowing. So
Mm.
just the whole thought of that is just crazy. So like I'm just grateful, man. And then it's people like Hadrian Farrar and stuff that they help you stay humble, that.
They help you stay humble.
But it's
Yeah.
so well, God, dog, it's so many. It's just so many. Matt Ramsey, don't get me started. Just there's so many dope, Eli. It's so
Eli.
many dope
Yeah.
musicians. That dude, I mean, just
Woo-hoo.
their expression, what they doing.
Woo.
Uh, um, I mean, it's crazy. It's too many,
Great.
and I hate I started naming people because it's too many to name. It's so
No, no.
many
Okay. It's okay.
influences. But yeah,
It's okay.
man,
It's
it's
okay.
it's a blessing.
What was your first base? Because what was it?
I
What group?
had I got a my dad went to what's funny was he asked me for Christmas what I wanted. I said a bass, and I asked him for a Music Man Stingray. I think that's what it's something like that. And like, boy, that bass is $2,000. Ain't no way you getting that. So he went to Wonderland Music. He got me this white bass. I think it was like $100, and got me a speaker, like a little speaker. And he saw how I was playing and how I just delved into it, and just dug in. He was like, all right. He said, if you I was telling him like I wanted another bass. I wanted a better bass. So he's like, all right, if you come up with half, You come up with some money, I'll meet you. And he saw me. Ain't no way I made nowhere near half, but he saw how I worked. He saw me shoveling snow. He saw me doing all kind of stuff to make whatever little money I had. And he got me like a bass. It was an Ibanez. It was a purple Ibanez bass. And I never forgot that. And like when I opened that case, I was just like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. And like I in that maple neck, I still remember how it felt, how it smelled and everything. I still remember that. And just man, it's just beautiful. And then from there, I got a I saw the video of Maurice Fitzgerald on that Marvin Sapp album, and then the John P. Key Strength album, and he
Yes,
had
sir.
that blue
That's
Fender. I
deluxe.
said, I need that. I need that. And then went to Guitar Center, saw that it was a red Fender Jazz bass. That was it. When I
You
got it
heard
was
he was
man,
giving that Marcus tone on that strings.
man, oh my God.
The
Oh my
way
God.
that SWR rig had to be on all night long. It was hot as fish.
Man.
I don't even
Burning
know if
up.
he was probably playing one of the old SWR heads that probably didn't even have a
Hmm.
fan in it. If you just put your hand, you
Yep.
could probably like crack an egg on that joint and
Yep.
woo,
Yep.
because you
Like an
could hear
omelet.
the
Them things.
eyes cutting through. Oh my God! Boom, boom, ding, ding,
God.
ding, 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 ding.
Man.
Oh!
Then it's-
And
the
let's not
GOAT,
get
man. He the
started on Purpose
greatest.
by Design when he was playing that PV. That Purpose
Oh
by
my
Design
God.
thing, that 5-string PV. Oh my God!
He killed that
Maurice's
Vegas album.
own
He dumped
gospel God of oh my God!
he
You know,
dumped that Vegas album, man.
he, man, oh
Fitzgerald.
I mean he completely annihilated. Oh
Yes,
my God!
sir. Yes,
Oh Lord,
sir.
listen, you know what I'm talking about. Uh,
Legend, living legend. Yes, sir.
Living legend, man. He's like to me, he's like the James Jameson of gospel
Yes,
sessions.
sir.
He is.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
he really is like the James Jameson. Like we talk about. Like when I started playing and really playing for real was around like '02. Like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
playing, and there was no YouTube. There was like I had
No.
to put a CD in. There was no slowing anything down.
No,
And
sir. No,
and
sir.
you know this. When we had to learn records in church, they expected us to play them like the record. Reggie
Absolutely.
Parker's parts, Reggie Young's parts, Maurice's parts.
Absolutely.
Ashen knows because Ashen was my drummer at 12 and 13 years old, and I was a little older.
See?
He wanted us, the adult choir wanted us to play the songs like the record. It was no
Absolutely.
stepping, and we weren't getting paid no money. You know what I'm saying?
See?
So
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes,
care about
sir.
money no way. So
what you say? What you say?
yeah, I said at that point in my life, I didn't care about money.
Yeah,
I was
none
just
of
hoping
Mhm.
I was just
yeah.
hoping not to get scooted off the drums. So
Yes, yes.
Hey, I was an adult when I found out musicians got paid in church. I was like, what?
so yeah. Towards the end of every episode, we do a Mount Rushmore. So for you, I want a Mount Rushmore of gospel bass players, then jazz fusion bass players. So we can start with
Oh,
gospel.
Jesus. Uh, God, I hate doing this, man. It's so
No,
difficult.
no, we won it. We won it, Snoop. We won it. We
It's
won it.
so it's so I mean it's so because it's so many, it's so many like Mount Rushmore, like how many like for
Four.
each like
Four each. Yeah,
four?
four each. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. So gospel,
Yes, no
gotta
doubt.
say Volley Craig from Detroit.
Mm.
Man. Thaddeus Tribbett.
Yeah.
Thaddeus Tribbett
Oh,
changed the
oh,
game. Game
oh.
changer. God, I hate to do this, man. There's so many. Hate to do
No, this
this.
is who inspires you, though. Like, it's
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gospel, I gotta say Maurice,
Yes.
and then the last one is Joe Smith. Joe
Woo.
Smith, man.
Definitely a Petitucci. Um, definitely Hadrian Farad, Marcus Miller, and Victor Wooten. Marcus Miller, Wooten. Them, them guys. Change the world. Change the world.
Hey Snoop. So, I wanted to tell you this story real quick. I know you probably have to go, but the first time I ever saw you play, and I knew it was you, of course, because by this time you're like a couple years in with Fred.
Okay.
I used to play for a Christian rap group in the late 2000s, and Kiki came to New Covenant in Columbus. I live in Columbus. She came to Columbus to New Covenant for the youth, whatever that youth festival they used to have back in the summertime.
Yeah.
This is about 07. And I didn't know, I knew she was coming, but I didn't know if she was coming with tracks or whatever the case would be. We opened up for Kiki, and a couple other people, local groups in the city opened up as well. And our group was like last, and there was a guy. He was like, I guess he was a runner or whatever. He was doing the most. I was playing, like I played and I unplugged, and then people act like they was about to shout, and I'm young and I'm about that life, so I ain't seen nobody on the bass on the rig or whatever. So I was like, I'm about to go back up there and play, and then we all got on, and then after the ring stopped, it was like, okay, y'all gotta get up now. Kiki's band's coming on. Like I need you to get right now. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'll get up, like whatever. And so when I saw you come out that side door, Snoop, I couldn't believe it. I was like, Snoop is here right now playing for Kiki, because at the time I didn't know you played for Kiki. I didn't know that. This is 07. And when I say you play that Warrior, and I literally lost my mind in two ways. I lost my mind. I ran to the back telling everybody you were here. I was like, y'all know who that is playing bass? That's Snoop. That's Allen Anthony. And so I came back up. Y'all started. I don't even know what the first song was or whatever. And you was killing. You was killing. And it was to the point where I was on like it was like 3 spit-off rows, major rows. So the band was on at the time would have been stage left. I came up the aisle literally like jumping up and down, screaming and like staring at you. And I literally remember you looking at me like I was a weirdo. Like, why is this dude? I was 19 years old, Snoop. I was 19 years old. I was about 50 pounds lighter, and I was very, very, very energetic and exciting. And anything that made me excited, I couldn't hold it in. I didn't care who was around me. Like, bro, you literally looked at me like I was crazy, man. You was like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, you were playing, and you looked at me, and you was like, yeah, I had to tell you that story, because I said one day when I talk to Snoop, one day, like if I ever see him in person or something, I'm going to just tell him about that story, because, bro, when I tell you, bro, I lost my mind. Everything you did, every lick you played, I was screaming, jumping up and down. Like, you ever see Marlon Wayans on the Wayans Brothers, like, doing this and jumping up and down? And, bro, I was jumping up, bro. You would have thought Michael Jackson. See, like, when you're a real musician, like not Michael Jackson. Beyonce doesn't faze you. Taylor Swift doesn't faze you. You know what phases me? When I shook Chick Corea's hand, God rest his soul. I shook his hand and I thanked him for the impact he had on my life as a musician, as a producer, as an arranger, and told him all the stuff I did and how I rearranged this song and made it into an outro and all this stuff. And he looked at me and he said, wow, I appreciate you. He had that keytar. It was after the show. He had the keytar on him, and bro, I still have the IG clips and everything on that. But it's like when my idols or my like people that inspire me, if I see you, man, like that's what I said, man. I appreciate you, man.
This has been another episode of the Vehement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts
for music enthusiasts.
That's right.